Okay. Welcome back to Boruto Anime Review episode 225. Which, yeah, that's quite interesting. Which makes us that out of all my anime review series, this is the first one to reach this particular number, 225. Which is interesting, though, because, well, the reason why, now, for a while, this particular series was basically like every episode, basically the series was reviewing it normally. But once I hit 75, which aired the same day as 74, then think I fell one episode behind. And the only reason why that it's up here now was because of unintentionally last year. Was because that one of the weeks, because there was a period of time, a month last year where no new episode aired. So I decided to just review the one new chapter manga. That basically got me caught up to the where the numbering of the interview series matched the actual number of episodes officially aired so far. That's about simple just the reason why it's about 225. This one's called Showdown Between Best Friends, and I'm also reviewing new chapter manga, chapter 64, which I will get to that. Now, this episode is mostly focused on Chocho versus Sadara. Now, here's a little something though. Chocho and Sadara have never gone one-on-one in the anime before. Nope. They haven't. And the whole episode is mostly about their fight. And, well, actually, first of all, we have sort of preparation, like the last two matches did, where we have Chocho hanging out, well, basically talking to Inojin and Shikadai over her match with Sadara. Sadara, of course, is talking to Wasabi, Tashigi, and Wasabi. Well, basically, Sumi's former team. About the match, and they start the fight, and at first, according to Chocho, it seems that Sadara is not taking the fight seriously. And then eventually does take it seriously, but brings out a Shuriken a couple times in the match. It's a really good fight. And we even see Sasuke's watching the match too. And of course, Naruto does bring up, about best friends fighting each other like this. Yeah, it's very similar. He does bring up in this episode, but last week's episode, the last fight, he compared that between him and Kiba. His Kiba, which that's interesting. This one you could probably say is similar to when Naruto fought Sasuke. The multiple times these two fought. Now, during the match, we have Kawanaki where he briefly leaves the match because he gets annoyed that Shiki has been staring at him. Yes. So he falls outside. They have a brief little minor skirmish outside. And eventually comes back and says supposedly he should watch the match. And he does watch the match. And after a good period of time, the match is decided thanks to after a big blow by after Chocho goes with Super Butterfly mode. And, of course, Sadara, first she brings out lightning balls. And then it's the Fireball Jutsu. And then the last one she brings out is Chidori. One of a few times she's actually done so far in the series. And this is also the first time she actually brought out the Chidori in an anime original episode. I mean, she just learned it not too long ago. And same thing with the Fireball Jutsu. Well, the Fireball Jutsu she very rarely has used. The first time she officially used in the series was actually during the first tuning exam of the series. So now she uses it again during the tuning exam. And fights after basically come the big blow, and Chocho's the first one collapses. Thus, Sadara declared the winner. A really good fight. Now, and of course, after the match, basically Chocho, and of course they have this thing with Chocho and Inojin where basically that they won't wear that the only way she can wear his Chonin vest is if basically the other two get the Chonin. But looks like that's not gonna happen right now. But there's no actual. They say the reason I guess they look good at him. There's not really explained reason why the fact he doesn't wear his tuning vest. But here's the thing. He doesn't necessarily need to wear it. I mean, I can give a good example of a character who was a Chonin, and yet he or she never wore the vest. The only character who did, well, actually there are two of them who did, one was Shikamaru, Shikadai's father, and Shino. These two are the only ones ever to wear the Chunin vest. Did Sakura wear one with Shikamaru Chunin? No. Hinata? No. Ino? No. Choji never technically had one. But a lot of the characters never wore the tuning exam vest, the tuning vest. Though currently Shikamaru is wearing, despite the fact he is, I don't know if he's a Shonin or a Jonin. I'm not really sure. It's not really clear exactly what his rank is right now. So then we cut to Boruto and Mitsuki. Of course, Sasuke asks where Boruto and Mitsuki are. Of course, Sara wonders the same thing. And they're checking out Armando. We have these three guys wearing business suits who look like wearing tuxedos. And apparently these guys are shinobi. Last time I checked, shinobis don't wear full-blown tuxedos. And also, here's the thing. They have a facility and a place to do his research and tons of money. And Armando's like, okay, that's not interesting, but I'm not interested. I'm indebted to, he says he's indebted to Hidden Leaf. And then he's like, okay, since negotiations for that, I'll leave. And it seems like they're probably bringing the force. But looking at Boruto, Mitsuki is able to handle these guys, no problem. And it's implied they may have died via the paper bomb. But they had to hurry back because the tuning exam was going on. And the thing is, the episode ends them running to the stadium itself. Now, also I should point out, during the match between Sadara and Chocho, a lot of people were watching it, and basically people were like sweating like crazy. Because they're very nervous about this match. But it was definitely a good one. Now, in the case of who's fighting next week, it's the Samurai versus Dinky. Yep. This should be quite interesting. Though, surprisingly, unlike the last episode where they announced this fight, this one they didn't. They did not do this one for some reason. I'm not really sure why. It's kind of weird. Well, like how we have one more round left to go for this first of 2 rounds for the tuning exam. Well, actually, probably 3 because, well, the probably one round after this will be the finals per se. But who knows if, in fact, we're going to get that far. The Amano thing felt like a minor distraction that basically stretched out just for a few episodes and got rid of pretty quickly. So, with the Amano stuff wrapped up, you probably think, okay, are we going to have some other, like, big calamity just interrupt this tuning exam? Because this is the 4th tuning exam ever seen in the franchise. The first was interrupted by the invasion of the Hidden Sand and Hidden Sound village, invading the village. The second time was because of attack on Gara, so it got partially interrupted, but at least it wasn't during the 3rd round this time, it was during the 2nd round. In the case, the one for this series was during the 3rd round, and it was invaded by Momoshiki and his assistant, who also were main villains in the movie, and like one air guy. So, would you probably think it would be interrupted this time? It's possible, but who knows? We'll find out next. We'll find out after when they get to the last fight. Okay, now moving on to Showdown manga, chapter 64, Control. On the cover, we have Shikamaru. I believe this is the first time he's actually appeared on the cover for Boruto. And Boruto goes to his Momoshiki mode, and he doesn't transform into Momoshiki. He's like, yeah. They think it's Momoshiki, but no, Boruto's in control. And it turns out because of the meds he's taking. So yeah, the power is there, but the personality is not there. Which, okay, this is interesting. Of course, they have the Shadow Jutsu, beats of code. It's a big Among Us brawl. Of course, Code brings out his little claw marks in the sand, in the dirt. And then we see that Naruto is basically meditating. What is he doing? He's bringing up the Sage mode. Yep. Now, I should point out, though, the Sage mode in the anime, he's only done it once, in like one episode. In the manga, he has never brought up the Sage mode. Nope, never has. So overall, in the whole entire series of Boruto, this is technically the 2nd time he's done this. You have Ino here basically watching. Of course, Shikamaru basically steps in. Of course, he says that he can't let Naruto go, but not alone. Shikamaru says he's going with him. Like, okay. And of course, Nana wants to go too. And Himawari is there. It's great to see Himawari. I'm actually more, when it comes to Himawari, I'm actually a fan of her anime design over the manga design. It's the same thing with Hinata. I'm in the case of the manga designs for certain characters, like, take for example Sadara. I think her anime look is better than the manga one. Same thing with Hinata Himawari. Can't say still because of Boruto. And of course, Himawari basically is like, he's like worried. It's like, it'd be okay, right, Papa? you come back safely with Big Bro and Kwanaki. And he's like, of course, I forgot who your dad is. Yep. And he just turns on the Sage mode. Yep. Great to see this thing again. Yep. And of course, Boruto uses his mark in his hand to try to absorb this, but doesn't work. Because there's not chakra. Mostly modified embodied chakra, but there's iron mixing from his blood, making them composites. Not considered physical matter, thus karma can absorb. Be careful. Hey, what's up with you? Don't know. What is affecting meds? Meds. Look at him now. Now, you probably think, okay, what about Boruto between his look from the manga and the anime? He's got the same exact look. Yes. Oh, I forgot to mention, Boruto in this episode actually ran with his arms behind him, despite the fact his jacket's open. So, and of course, Ko pops up behind Kwanaki, and Kwanaki does his own Shadow Clone Jutsu. Yep, second time he's done it, and of course Boruto brings up the Rasengan, and Ko moves. He disappears. I use a little for Naruto. Of course, he's about to make it clear. Oh, he was just a baby. So I gotta sit and come. Let's settle this. And Naruto's like, I thought Boruto. He's roughly 40 clicks northwest. There's someone else whose truck I don't recognize. Is it Code? Inu, you there? We know Boruto's hidden now. Or he's elusive. Maintain highlight across the whole village. Copy that. Be careful, Shikamaru. Alright, let's go. Naruto, that stage was yours. You can't stay for long. How long do you think? Don't worry. Quite longer before I actually called it. Before I actually call it the wisdom of age. Come on. What wisdom of age? Of course they jump out. It's like, listen, don't overdo it, Naruto, okay? Yeah, I know. And they hop out, and of course, then we continue the fight between Boruto and Code. They have lots of kicks. Yeah, lots of kicks. Very few punches. Of course, he still does his claw marks on the ground. Like, Claw Scott runs with those random machine guns. Claw Scott, not funny, you idiot. Quit fooling around. Of course, this is Ida. It's like, so, cheap tricks don't work. Oh, well, guess I'll have to go all out. And then he collapses. God. And apparently it looks like he's having, like, a heart attack. Like, something's happening to Boruto, and, well, we'll find out exactly what happens next, because we have to wait about a month before we find out. Yep. I gotta say, damn good chapter. I like the fact we get progression in this arc, and I'm definitely looking forward to the very next chapter, but we have to wait, like I said, 1 month. Yep. So, yeah, that's the episode review. Stay tuned. I'm hoping to do one more video tonight, but I'm probably going to do at least a couple episodes of this. I'm going to head back to Welcome Demon School Romacon. Well, I'm just going to do a couple episodes of it tonight and then finish up tomorrow. Like the episodes I want to do for it, then tomorrow I'll definitely head back to Sun Vulcan. Okay? That's the video. Bye.